Hi everyone, this is Kathy Grosskirk with Bookkeeping Clean and Simple, and today I'm going to provide just a quick overview of the new QuickBooks Online redesign, which was rolled out in April 2025. Now note that only a small percentage of users have received this new update. I was watching a video that Hector Garcia produced a few weeks ago. He said that this is actually an ABC test on what they're calling the fusion model. And so what they're doing is asking us to provide feedback on the features that are being included in this new redesign. And I guess once they've had a chance to receive that feedback and work through the kinks in it, then they'll start rolling this out, I guess, to everyone. So I believe it's inevitable that we will be getting some kind of version of this in the future. So I wanted to make sure that for those of you who may have this, or in anticipation of you getting it, you'll understand a little bit about what some of the differences are. And from what I'm seeing, a lot of it is based on just the overall aesthetics of it. The main functions are still working, and the real important thing, in my opinion, is that it still works with RightTool. So if I go over here and click on RightTool, I can still get to certain pages using RightTool based on the settings that I have. And I have the pro version of RightTool. So let's say I wanted to go to the bank feed screen or the bank transaction screen. From here, I can go ahead and click on that, and it will open up the bank feeds or the bank transactions area. And so, and one of the complaints that Hector had in his video is that you could not close up the left navigation, which now they have enabled us to be able to do that. But going back to the home page, and I don't know if you can actually do that from any of these here. I guess you can go back to the client overview page, and that will take you back to the main. Now that's something else totally different. So this is the other thing. So like if you wanted to start out on the page that we actually started out on, I don't see how you can get back to it. But just so you'll know, if you can't get back to that home page, they have this area at the bottom called My Apps. And I'm not really sure why they're calling these apps, but this is where most of the navigation is located now, which is similar to what's in the left navigation for a lot of the places that we go to. Like say if you want to go to transactions and bank transactions, you can get there that way. And that kind of thing. If you want to go to the reconcile screen, you can actually do that. You can actually drag and drop these in between. So I'm going to go ahead and do that with this tab here. And I know it seems like I'm all over the place with this, so I'm going to try not to spend a whole lot of time in this. So look, when it'll actually open up the tab for the reconcile screen, I'm going to go ahead and collapse that. The Quick Create is actually now just a round button with a plus in there. Contains a lot of the same types of activities that you can do. You can actually access the bookmarks from here. And that might be what you may have to do in order to get your left navigation looking like it was before, if you're used to that. So you can click on the pencil here, and you still have the capabilities of adding and rearranging these and saving them. So say like if I wanted to add the client overview tab here and move it up to the top above books review, I can do that. So let's go ahead and save that, and you can see when I come back over here, it has changed the order. So that might be one way if you are used to or wanting to work in the environment similar to before the change, then that might be one way to do that. Here's a dashboard icon. I'm trying to remember what that comes. Okay, so that's how you get back to that main page. Okay, so that makes sense. I would have thought that that would have been on top over the bookmarks, but what do I know? Then we also have this little feed, little AI symbol here. Let's see what that does. And this actually allows you to be able to upload receipts and do some other things and gives you some indications on some other things that you can do. I guess from here you can actually create a bill, expense, invoice, or estimate. So that's a quick way to get to that. You can actually access the reports area from here. And so I think what they're trying to do is make things make a little bit more sense in the navigation of this. So anyway, that's basically all I have without being able to go into a deep dive of it. But hopefully if you have this version and can play around with it, you'll figure out what you'll need to do in order to be able to use it to your advantage and whether or not you like it. And of course, you can always provide your feedback, clicking on the big gear and going down here to feedback to give your feedback. And then you can also opt out of to use the previous version, but I'm not going to do that because I feel like that this is probably where they're headed. So I need to understand it so I can share all that with y'all. So anyway, that's all I have. Y'all have a wonderful day. Take care, and we will see you soon.